clouds coming in here. Here we are at the summit of Mount Fuji. Check this out. This is the crater. I'm going to pan across it. That's snow that you can see on the left side, the bank there. I saw that from an airplane. I'm going to show you a shot when I went to Nagasaki last week of the summit. You can see some of this. It's pretty crazy. There's some green over there. There's some like, I don't know, because it is a volcanic eruption, all sorts of minerals and acids and stuff came out of there. So you can see certainly it's been a long time since then, but this is a timeless place. I don't know. Can you go down there? I certainly wouldn't. I don't see the attraction going down inside of a crater. You got to be really. I was saying earlier, there were two English guys. They were telling each other, like daring each other, how much would it take for you to go down there? It was 10,000 quid. But after I talked to them and I explained, we'll probably rescue you. Like some university student got rescued twice. After he got rescued, he forgot his cell phone and he went back, and he needed to be rescued again to get his cell phone. That right there in front of us, that's the post office, the back of it, and this is where I'm going to be staying, the 10th Station Lodge, and it's right next to the post office, so that's great because I'm filming with the post office. And if you're climbing Mount Fuji, come and say hi. I'll be inside there for a couple of days. It's not normal to stay on Mount Fuji for more than one night. I'm staying here for 3 nights. I don't know if this is going to be really easy or really hard. I don't care. I'm just really happy to be here, and it's beautiful. Look at the clouds wisping by. Do you see that? In glorious 720p. I'm just happy that we even have a signal and the ability to live stream on the top of Mount Fuji. Let me put the camera down. There's some people in the chat going, "You climb Mount Fuji." I did not climb it. Put this down a second, because you guys are out there. So these clips are brought to you by our good friend Patrick. Thank you so much, Patrick. It's good to see you. So this is where I am. This is an infamous place, Mount Fuji, on the top. You can see it's snow-capped here, but this is the 5th station. This is where I started. Actually, this is the bulldozer is sort of at the other side of it. There's a special place for the bulldozer. That's where I went. I didn't need a permit because I'm riding up on the bulldozer. But it's a 4,000 yen permit, and you should make it in advance. And you have to get a lodge reservation. They ask for that before you get the permit. You can't just bullet climb this anymore without a lodging. I'm on here in the summit. That's kind of cool. Even on the Google Earth, you can go and look in there. That bump on the right side is where the last eruption was in the 18th century, 1711 or something, 1713, I want to say. It's a beautiful mountain to look at. Now, I promised last time I climbed this that I would never do it again, and here I am. So, I think you can't, after a long time, you forget about it, and then you remember why you didn't climb it, perhaps. I don't know, but I'm going to be here for 3 nights, 4 days. The Fujinomiya Trail is closed. You can see here. So it's really quiet on this side. So I feel like I have it all to myself in many ways. This is the bulldozer. Now, this is not open to the public, okay? Just so you know. I'll show you a couple of things. This is the drive up to the 5th station. You'll see this a lot of S-curves. You'll see this if you take the bus. And you start to see the summit or the slope of it as you get a little bit closer. A lot of trees, a lot of vegetation. It changes quite a bit. All the volcanoes do. When I was climbing Kilimanjaro 25 years ago in 2001, 24 years ago, oh my goodness, it changed 5 different landscape settings. Here we are, I think this is the 9th station, and there's the bulldozer. It's basically a mini tank. And in the front where they would usually push the stuff, they removed that and they put in a cargo carrier. And so there's cargo that's lifted up above, and then the bulldozer goes up really slowly up this trail. And I was in the back in this cargo hold, and I got to the summit by bulldozer cargo hold. And this is called cheating. So when I got to the summit, I wasn't like, yay, I did it. I'm like, I'm back here. Okay, whatever. You know, I think you got to earn it. You really do in order to like it. The experience, I showed this on Instagram, but inside of the bulldozer, it is bone jarring. It really shakes you so much that my SD card malfunctioned. So I have to try to save some of that footage when I get back. I just changed to another SD card. But see, this is not, this Tainugui is also a purpose, not just for fashion. There's a lot of dust that gets kicked up, so I use this around my face as well, and it can turn into a headband if you start sweating. So that's another thing. This is very mystic with the clouds right behind me here, isn't it? It's very nice. Personality of Brick Wall is here. They say a fool climbs Mount Fuji twice, and I almost failed my second climb last year. I severely underestimated Gotemba Trail. Gotemba's hard. That you take a step and you sink in. So you really need to have gaiters for Gotemba. Gaiters will keep the stuff out of your out of your boots. I ran out of battery pack on my 360. I have 3 batteries for my Insta360. I can charge it tonight. I hope. They have power and stuff. So this is also a check, because now that I can live stream here, I also know that I could probably download some YouTube stuff or Netflix or something, so I can watch a little TV before I go to sleep, perhaps. Which doesn't feel like Fuji, really, does it? But yeah, to go up by bulldozer, you have to work here, or you have to have a permit, so it's not like something that anybody can do. What really is freaky, because I just flew over this. Let me see if I can pull up the image for you. I showed you there's some snow inside of there, but okay, I have, these are my videos from Nagasaki. I'm gonna pull up the video when I took flying over Mount Fuji a couple of, I was like 5 days ago. Here it is. And then that's a vertical one. Here's a wide one. Check this out. You can see the snow, right? I just showed you that. I'm taking this from an airplane, and here I am. It's hard to focus. Here I am on the summit, and I was taking pictures of the summit like from an airplane just a couple of days ago. Is this one wide? I don't know, can you see the summit anymore? This is from the airplane. But these clouds we're passing through are the same clouds that go over the summit of Mount Fuji. It's pretty cool. I thought I had more. But I'll be putting in I took a lot with the Insta360 and 8K. I have the new one. So I'll be putting a lot of that video into the main channel episode, so you get a chance to see. And the purpose of this episode is, let me see here, is it this one? Can't remember. Yeah, maybe, I have another one somewhere. The purpose of the episode is to show how Japan runs Mount Fuji, how Mount Fuji works. And it's really interesting, because there are businesses up here, and they need to run. And during the climbing season, which is only about 40, here I'm up here on the top, it's only about 40 days or so, they need to get services up here. They need to get the lodge to change the sheets and stuff. So believe it or not, they get the things. The bulldozers are running, I guess they're running every day, but for the post office, the pickup for the mail is like every couple of days. So they have to hold on to the mail until the next mail bulldozer is. And I don't know how exactly it works. I'm going to ask them. I got an interview with the manager here coming up probably tomorrow. But on the 10th, in 2 days, I guess 37 hours from now, they're going to open up the post office, and there's going to be a lot of people who want to buy the postcards. Now, I brought up about 300 postcards from my Patreon supporters in the bulldozer. I was taking video of it, and I'm going to get it stamped by the post office, and they're going to give a special postmark. But it's a good thing to do if you're bringing this up to the summit with you. It's a good idea if you buy the stamp in advance at another post office, and then write the address or have a label, and then write your message. Do that all before you climb. And then when you climb, there's a post box which actually has not been installed yet. The post box came up on the bulldozer. Wait, do I have a picture of it here? All right, hold on. the post box came up on the bulldozer. You could see there's the post box. They're going to put that in the ground in that cement hole on the right side. So you could bring it up on the Yoshida Trail. It won't be open until the 10th of July. Every year it's the 10th of July. But we put this inside the hole, and then they're not going to do that for another couple of days. But yeah, I'll put some of the postcards inside that post box. But if you put the stamp and the address on there, you can get to the summit, take a picture putting the postcards in there, and then send it back. And then you'll eventually get that postcard sent to you in a couple of days. That's kind of cool. So I was able to send postcards. Patrick, did you even give me your address? I would love to have sent you a postcard, buddy. I don't know. I don't know if you're on Patreon sending it, but that would have been nice to send you something from up here. I'm sure I'm going to be sending postcards from weird places again. I sent it from the expo. They had a very special expo stamp that they put on top of the stamp, and I had an expo stamp on the stamp. It's funny. It's kind of a fun thing to do. So I might take some of the postcards like up to the very north of Hokkaido and send them there, or take the postcards down to like the southernmost tip of Okinawa and then send them from there. That's kind of like it's a fun way to do it. And I put a QR code on it so you can see the video of it being sent. They said that I can film inside the post office since I got a permit to do it, and I'll be able to make a small video for you guys to show it being stamped. Yeah, I think that's kind of fun, right? Kind of fun. I'm going to pan around so you can see the crater. It's cool just to, bring some food or a bento, sit here. It's quiet unless there's a YouTuber talking too loudly. I think I'm talking at a reasonable amount, and you can walk around the entire thing. I think it takes about an hour or so, depending on how fast you go. And the summit, I believe, is up there. I don't think I've actually ever been to the summit. So I'm making a couple of episodes. Maybe one of the episodes will be going to the summit. Do you guys is that interesting to you? If you want to go to the summit in a live stream, I can try to do that tomorrow. Wait, look at the steam, the clouds going by. It's cool. Yeah, if that's something that's interests you, we could try to do a live stream tomorrow and walk around the crater. The only thing is, I was supposed to stay. We got a lot of people who want to do that. I was supposed to stay on the Yoshida Trail on the 7th station, which was a 2-hour hike down, and then it's a 4-hour hike to get back up here, like commuting, because the Fuji Nomiya Trail is not open yet. But I was able to get a spot in this lodge because somebody canceled, and now I get to stay right next to. I want you to understand how much trouble I just saved myself. I'm going to be here for 3 nights, and I was going to have to commute. Now I don't even have to leave the freaking summit. I'm saying it like Mini-Me and Austin Powers, right? I don't have to leave the freaking summit. This is amazing because you hike up and you see so much stuff. I didn't see anything. I really do feel like I cheated. It really does feel like I cheated here. If you do hike it up, it's not an easy hike, but you do feel a sense of achievement by doing it. It's crater, baby. Craters, we used to say that when you crashed, but I guess we don't say that anymore. Considering the prophecy, this is perhaps not the safest place to be in the world, but I really don't mind. But do you see it right now? Do you see here the snow and the discoloration, and then on the video from the airplane you can see it at the summit too. That's so cool. I saw this from the airplane 5 days ago and now I'm here. It's too cool. Travel. I had to take the Shinkansen yesterday. The hardest part of this trip was packing. Like, what do you bring? What don't you bring? Do you pack too much? I thought I was gonna have to hike a lot more than I am. My bag's a little bit heavier. The Shimoda X440 is an amazing backpack for camera or videographers. I can't feel the weight at all. So the most recent eruption was, I think, like 1711. It's been about 300 years. But from the crater, and that blew from the side of it. JKO Adventures is writing in here asking a question. It's a good question. Not there. You have a Google Earth here that shows you. So you can see there's a weird, all right, that's the 5th station where we started. 1707s, thank you, Isabella. It's about 2 p.m. So that's the 5th station. The bulldozer's on the left side and the climb up would be on the right side. It's so easily marked, you can't get lost. Just follow the crowds. That hump there, you see it, Hoezan. Hoezan is where the last eruption took place. It erupted out of the side. And then it kind of destroyed that beautiful, perfect cylindrical look. So you could tell because all the, a lot of the ukiyo-e woodblock prints look like a beautiful cone, but that cone on the one side you don't see it, but if you're looking from like Numazu, you see that hump right there, and it kind of ruins it. You can also see one side gets a lot more cold air and wind and snow than the other. I think the north side gets a lot less, which is funny. This might be the southeast side. So that's the one. And then if anyone was wondering, I went with the gray-blue. Team Lava lost, and I'm happy with my choice because I don't really have to leave the summit. That should be an episode. I lived on Mount Fuji summit for 4 days. I'd watch that. I got to eat 2 meals a day at the at my mountain hut. And again, I'm sure somebody will be watching this and come and say hi. And then I got to eat lunch. Is it in my? I thought I had one in my pocket. Did I eat them both? I learned a lot about my cameras as well. That Insta360 X5 is really good. And I'm finding myself using that over my Sony a7S III and my Alpha 1, which I don't bring anymore. The X5 is just so good. And I don't really need to blur it's all about the story. You don't need to background blur everything. Oh, look, I got a prime lens. Look at me, I'm a YouTuber. You don't need to do that anymore. It's more impressive. You use certain shots when you need to stand out, but for the most part, you want to just have a really good story, right? So if you just can hold a 360 camera, you can reframe the shot. You can get super wide. You can get really close in. I'm super impressed. And so far it didn't malfunction, but the Sony camera malfunctioned, and the what else? The other camera malfunctioned. Here it is right here. This is the X5, which I got. So, and the audio is pretty good. You want to get a cover for it because it's easy to scratch it, but not too bad. I forgot the replacement lens, so if I do scratch it, I'm screwed. Just be careful. It's not too windy. The wind just picked up, so that's probably why. Any questions about climbing Mount Fuji? I bring sandals with me because it's a quality of life thing, and you can see how rocky it is. You definitely don't want to have like walk around barefoot. So, oh, let me take this off. Got a hot foot. It's a good idea, if you haven't already, to break in your sandals or you break in your hiking boots. Wear them around for a while before you go hiking. The worst thing you want to do is to get brand new hiking boots and then go on a hike like Mount Fuji. Japanese news is laughing at foreigners because many of them are coming in tank. I want to say many, there's probably just like a dozen or so, but it's enough to where it makes an impact. There's about a dozen people that came in tank tops, shorts, and sandals, like they just got out of the bathtub, and they plan on hiking. The 5th station is pretty warm, okay? Humidity is lower, but it's pretty warm. When I arrived here this morning, I needed a jacket. Tonight, I've got a down jacket I'm going to be wearing in July. It's going to be like 90 degrees down in Tokyo, maybe 35, 38 degrees Celsius or something. There's still snow up here. All right, there's still snow. You see there's a spot right there, and there's a couple of all year snow in the crater. It is cold. and you will have a headache. People get altitude sickness all the time, and you have to be helped down. They don't bring helicopters up here anymore. According to the news, you have to you go down the way you came up, and unless you like, look at this cloud going through me right now. That was cool. If you get hurt, break a leg or something, you might be shuttled to the doctors. There's one or two doctors' offices, I think, a couple of doctors on the mountain, but you'll be shuttled down on the bulldozer. It means they're going to carry you to the nearest bulldozer extraction point, and you'll be carried down by bulldozer, and that is not a comfortable ride. So go slow, be careful, don't try to be a hero. And if you've got a heavy load, just make sure you remember that as you climb over the rocks and stuff. It's a lot harder to navigate. It just got dark because the sun kind of disappeared. The weather here changes so fast, and it's actually quite cold right now without the sun. Ooh, it's bitterly cold. The temperature dropped about 15 degrees. You can see there's the cloud, there's a blue sky on this side, and then this side is all cloud and dark. I feel like I do feel like I'm a member of the post office. I'm really glad that I came to do this, and I go back to the U.S. on Saturday. Yeah, I've been hiking at 12,000 feet. It was hard to breathe. James, it's really hard to breathe. Somebody said breathe in through your nose deeply, then out through your mouth. Do that a few times, and then just sit and relax, and you'll acclimatize. Your body will adjust. But I didn't have to hike up here. I came by bulldozer, so I think I'll be able to do. I'll be okay acclimatizing. Here's the bulldozer. That's the bulldozer. That's the ride I came in. We stopped a couple of times. This is the 9th station, I believe, or is it the 8th station? And we were delivering. We delivered some goods for repairs for one of the stations. So there's some wood on the roof of the bulldozer. So they used the whole bulldozer. The inside of it was full of stuff, as well as people and the cargo hold. And then they used the roof to carry timber to redo some of the trails or some of the huts here. And some of the people that stay. Hold on a second. Some of the people that are working at the mountain huts can come up by bulldozer. So you see a guitar, that's probably one of the people who are working at the mountain huts. So the staff come up here, they get the supplies, they come up by the bulldozer. The bulldozers are constantly running. There's more than one. I thought there was only one. I forgot about that. There's like 5 or 6 or more that are running, and there's different courses too. We had a bulldozer behind us, and then we did a switchback, a turnaround going to the left, and that bulldozer did a switchback, but it went to the right. And I was like, wow. So there's an established network of chaotic trails, which is just crazy. I saw a guy who broke his ankle descending down on Fuji, and he got a horse ride back down. That could be if he's up to, I think it's up to the 7th station, you can do that. So it just depends. This is not a place where you want to get injured at the summit of Mount Fuji. Scotty is here. Can't believe I caught a live feed. It's been a while. Welcome. It's nice to see you here. Yeah, we are live. There's they're doing some repairs at the hut here. Again, this is my accommodation for the night. This is the post office on the summit. I'll be sleeping on the summit for 3 nights. I was gonna have to go down to the 7th station, but I swung it where they had to cancel. I talked to the owner, and I said I'm gonna be filming with the post office. The post office manager was there, and they were joking around, and I said, yeah, I have to go all the way down to Tomoe-kan. It's a nice place, but I'm gonna go all the way down to Tomoe-kan. And he goes, you could stay here. I'm like, sold. It's a little bit more, but you'll notice the price of the drinks go up like 300 yen, 400 yen, 500 yen. So I get to not walk, but I also have to pay an extra 300, maybe an extra 200 to 300 yen for drinks and dinner. But you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm not really looking. I climbed Mount Fuji. I don't really have to do it, but I promised myself this: I'm going to climb down on the 10th. So I'm going to be going down, and then I'll be filming another episode about Mount Fuji for the main channel. So I should get 2 or maybe 3 episodes out of this. Yeah, be really careful. This is no joke, all right? I've seen a lot of tourists. They get to they start off at the 5th station, and it looks like a joke to them. This is no joke, people. You get altitude sickness after 3,000 meters. My head really hurts right now, but I'm taking it easy, so I'm gonna be able to acclimatize, okay? But I felt drunk, like lightheaded, you know? But I noticed that over time, as long as I sit and not move around too much, that's why I'm not moving that's why I'm not trying to get to the summit. I'll acclimatize and the headache isn't so bad. I'm also drinking a lot of water. I came up with about 3 liters of water. I'll tell you what, when we get to the 5th station, or maybe tomorrow, I'll show you my bag, how I packed for Mount Fuji. I think that might be an interesting live stream, and that might help you plan. We can talk about that with some Q&A. So if you're a Patreon supporter, I guess queue up some of the questions I'll ask you there if you have any, and if you're thinking about climbing Mount Fuji, this could be your definitive guide, because sometimes people are thinking different things, right? How much water should you bring up? How should you dress? Should you bring a down jacket? Which trail is the best trail to come up? Which lodge is good? You know, how much food should you bring? There's lots of questions, right? I have answers now. I really do. I have some answers. Okay, that's it from the summit here. I'm gonna try to take you around just a little bit before I put on my boots, and then maybe I'll try to walk around. I'm taking it real slow, so I was hiking just a little bit around the post office. I haven't left this area too much because I'm lightheaded. My mother wants a Mount Fuji rock. She said, "Bring me a rock." I said, I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask the shrine if that's okay, because this is a sacred rock. I mean, you could probably just put it in your pocket, but you have to be very mindful of your environment and what's around you. I don't want to mess around with the gods here. There's a higher power on Mount Fuji, okay? And just taking a rock, I'm gonna, you know what? I would feel like Greg from Brady Bunch as he went surfing. You remember that episode? Some of you in syndication. Greg took something that did not belong to him, and he wiped out in Hawaii. Since that episode, that's been my image of Hawaii until I actually went there, and then my image changed. Yeah, these rocks are sacred. I don't know if you'd want to take it, but some people do. Yeah, it's because this trail does not officially open until the 10th, so about 36 hours away, maybe. 9 a.m. people will come up. But people are walking around now on the Yoshida Trail, and those that stay up, and everyone comes for the sunrise and then they leave. So if you follow the herd, here's some information. If you follow the herd, you're going to have a more crowded experience. If you do it like off peak and you decide that you don't care so much about the sunrise, it's slightly overrated. You can have this place almost all to yourself in the afternoon, like at this time. But just be mindful that it takes about 3 hours to get back down to the 5th station, and make sure that there's still buses to take you back to the station. But if you time it right, you can have Mount Fuji all to yourself, or at least I do. You can bring a bento, have your lunch, really chillax. But for me, Mount Fuji, this is I think I did it one other time. I don't remember. It was a bullet climb. I think I did it, but I'm gonna say that this is officially my 3rd time climbing Mount Fuji, and it'll be my last time unless Leo says, "Dada." He probably wouldn't say that when he can do it. He goes, "Dad, I want to go climb Mount Fuji." Then I probably will do it. Guy, no drones. Please don't bring a drone. Don't bring a drone. This is a national park. There are no drones in national parks unless you have a permit. And I can tell you now, they ain't going to give you a permit unless you, have something special. You're not going to get a permit here. So don't bring your drone. You're just going to get in. You're going to get fined. You're going to get in a lot of trouble. There are rangers that are also patrolling the Yoshida, and they will be there from the 10th on the Fuji Nomiya. So you've been warned. In fact, the moment you come to Tokyo at Haneda Airport or Narita Airport, they have signs that say no drone, no drones. Basically, you can't really fly it in the cities. You have to register your drone, and then you have to follow the rules. But this is a national park, and it's a no-fly zone. So keep that in mind. I wish I could fly a drone, but alas, I have a 3-meter Insta360 selfie stick, and that kind of looks like a drone. So I'm going to be up and above all the heads with that thing. Current temperature in Tokyo is 35 degrees Celsius. It feels like about, I don't know, maybe 14 degrees Celsius with the sun, and about freezing without the sun. When the sun goes down, it gets really cold here. I would recommend a down jacket. Uniqlo has those ultra lights. That's what I brought with me. It doesn't take up much space in my bag. I can't check into the lodge until I guess 4 or 5 o'clock. Or did he say 7 o'clock? No, I think 4 or 5 o'clock. I'm gonna eat dinner and I'm going to bed like at 8. I feel like I'm 80 years old and wake up at 4 for the sunrise. Might as well. I don't gotta go too far for it. This will be tomorrow. Maybe I'll live stream it. Listen, tomorrow the Fuji Nomiya Trail is not open. This will be the last day that the trail will be empty, and I'll be able to watch a sunrise from here without a lot of people. So it might be pretty cool to live stream that. I don't know, I'll think about it. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, there you go. I could talk all day, but I better preserve my energy. We'll see if we can go up there tomorrow. Go check out the crater. And if you want more information, you just can't get enough of the live stream here, I know. You can go check it out at Google Earth, and they did a pretty good job of scanning this and see every single rock. And then you can go around this virtually, like I am right now. It's pretty cool. Ooh, an ant just bit my toe. Sometimes it's not always good to have. How to get through my self-defense force socks? Something bit me. These are the self-defense force socks. They're not supposed to be able to get through them. Anyways, it's good out here. Take care. I'll see you in another live stream tomorrow to share with you this Fuji experience. You know, I like this channel. It's different from my main channel, but after you've seen the live stream and you see the main episode, it's like you've been here. So you really have. Kinda. Sort of. Matane. It's my home. 4 more days.